Hi, welcome. This is part 2 of a potential series of videos where I throw out useless and random facts about Black Magic 2. Last video was pretty well received, so I'm considering doing more of this stuff. Regardless, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you modify your SP1 and hit a crystal, the game doesn't activate its hitbox, causing the crystal to ultimately be wasted. We're all aware of Modifier 1 and 2, but some people didn't know Modifier 3 exists. This is achievable by holding both Mod 1 and Mod 2 at the same time. For example, Mod 1 SP3 on Citadel summons a crystal right in front of the user. Mod 2 causes a crystal to be summoned above the target, and Mod 3 causes the crystal to be summoned above Citadel. Using Secure SP4, you can scale up walls. It's almost similar to what you could do with Assailant SP2 during the side dash update, except this requires you to dive into a wall. While mentioning Secure, you're able to combo off of SP3 simply by angling yourself. No SP5 or needle required. Assailant SP4 is the best projectile in the game. It nearly matches Virtue's Water SP2 in speed, but beats it in damage and distance traveled. Not to mention, SP4 also has a wider hitbox, allowing for easier hits. Through very specific terrain, you're able to combo off of Revenant JHAC without a counter hit. As it stands, Assailant SP3 doesn't restore any health on A+ scaling. When first loading into the game, you might come across this bug. It'll display the player having roughly half a bar of heat and it won't show your cooldowns. Additionally, if you attack someone right as you spawn in, the combo meter on the left won't appear. Due to a couple magnets in the game, you're able to combo off of what should be combo enders. This includes things like Assailant JHAC and Secure JHAC. Although difficult and inconsistent, it is possible to combo off of Assailant and Virtue Launcher without landing a counter hit. It's well known that Secure, Kurai, and Revenant SP8 all deal true damage, but did you know that Kurai and Secure take it a level further? Literally, using SP8 with one of these two classes actually increases your scaling level. Citadel SP6 is nearly able to break block all by itself. All it takes is an additional attack to finish the job. Revenant SP3 gives nearly as much heat as it takes away. Don't let this deceive you, however, as a lower scaling level causes less heat to be gained from either player, meaning SP3 is a much more impactful move when Revenant has terrible scaling or the opponent is near 6 bars. As mentioned in my previous useless information video, you're able to hit Revenant during their SP5 and not get countered. This, however, is not the case for grabs, as Revenant SP5 has grab immunity during its active frames to prevent users from getting grabbed out of the move. It recently came to my attention that you're able to cancel the N-lag on moves using the Flex and Taunt. It has the most practicality on Revenant and Secure. Secure SP1 sends the opponent away in the direction that Secure was initially facing. This means that if I'm facing right during the move before it, the opponent will fly right regardless of where I'm facing. If you have near perfect timing, it is possible to combo off of Kurai SP4. This does, however, take a little bit of practice and isn't really worth using during an actual match, but it is kind of impressive. Due to Revenant SP4's multiple hitboxes, it's able to deal more damage than most classes' ults or ultimates. Kurai is the only class in the game that can use guard break mid-air. Secure's JAC allows the user to float. If you continuously land JAC 1 and whiff JAC 2, you're able to float for an infinite amount of time. Kurai SP3 has air immunity, meaning it has iframes to any airborne attack. The longest cutscene move in Black Magic 2 is Avalon's SP8 at about 9 seconds, and C-scaling combos begin the combo timer after 30 seconds. This means if you put 2 and 2 together, you could technically get about a 39-second combo. However, Avalon is not able to achieve C scaling. This means when put into practice, the longest combo in Black Magic 2 would be approximately 37 seconds, being done by Assailant, Revenant, or Secare, as they are all capable of achieving C scaling while also having a decently long cutscene move. Using slow FPS or fast FPS causes all sorts of wacky things on Secare. For example, SP3 will have many more hits than it's intended to, SP5 will be thrown out farther, the needle hits on SP6 will be delayed, and SP8's effects arrive prematurely. Similar to Secare SP3, Citadel's SP7 will do nearly double the damage if you have fast FPS. This is Secare HAC2 and Guard Break. Did you notice anything? Secare actually has a thread on her scissors during these animations, to add to the smoothness of the moves. This just goes to show the amount of detail put into some pretty quick animations. Citadel's Guard Break triggers crystal explosions even if they're not within the hitbox. Speaking of Citadel's Guard Break, if you use something like Double Crystal Guard Break on an opponent with super armor, you're able to deal a massive chunk of damage. Despite Avalon SP3 breaking guard, Doppel SP3 does not. If you hit a crystal with Citadel SP2, the hitbox remains for the duration of the slide, regardless of what you're doing. Just like Virtue's Guard Break, Assailant SP4 doesn't work at specific distances. Secare SP5 allows the user to use JHAC not once, not twice, but 3 times, all while continuing the combo afterwards. The second hitbox on SP7 activates noticeably early compared to the actual hit itself. If whiffed, Kurai's Guard Break can cause the opponent to bounce in the air just a little bit. Virtue is the only class whose name is not fully capitalized in the class description. Due to Revenant SP4's speed being increased, you can use it and land it mid-combo. Although rare, Citadel LAC3 and both JAC1 and JAC2 can hit 3 times instead of their usual 2. If Revenant gets hit right after the active frames of SP7, the ground effects will snap to be in front of the Revenant. This is because the effects are welded to the player instead of appearing X amount of studs away from the initial casting area. On the map, Infernal Caverns, there's 2 areas of lava that don't deal damage to you. Things like Secare SP5 or Kurai SP6 can't break shields. On top of that, certain JACs like Avalon and Secare JAC can't break shields either. However, I did manage to find something kinda interesting while recording earlier. If you break your opponent's shield while SP6 is active and choose to do nothing, it will lock out your JAC from being used because the combo timer is stuck. Moves like Secare SP5 or Kurai SP6 push the opponent in the direction that the player is facing. Although somewhat difficult to see, the character silhouettes phase through the class selection menu. There is also a very brief window where Citadel SP7 has hyper armor. This means not even grabs will inflict hit stun. And lastly, despite the leaderboard having room enough for all 10 people in a server, it's still scrollable. It doesn't let you see anything extra or anything else, it just is. And that concludes the list for this video. If you learned something new or you want to see more content like this, leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos lined up soon. Thank you.